Okay, so here's what I've learned today. Um, in case anyone, silly thing to say, anyone who's watching this right now knows what I'm trying to do, or at least has an idea of what I'm trying to do. This stupid little thing that everyone on YouTube loves to show off, like, how I made this. Well, that's all fine and dandy. That's easy to make. It doesn't do me a whole lot of good. I want to know the heart of it. The heart of it is a lot more complicated than just winding a bunch of fucking wire around a cylinder. The things that I have learned today, either my math is wrong, which I don't think it is, my sources are wrong, which seems like the more likely situation. From what I've read, from what I've researched, air as a dielectric breaks down into a plasma at 3 million volts per meter, which would equate to 3,000 volts per millimeter or 300 volts per 100 micrometers. So what I did with my circuit that I have here, I have 300 volts. In fact, I have about 335 volts. And two copper wires that I'll show you in a minute with an air gap of approximately, I started out with 100 micrometers thinking that's perfect. 100 micrometers, that's exactly where I need to be. It wasn't enough. Broke it down to about 76 micrometers. That wasn't enough. Broke it down to about, my gap gauge goes to 38 micrometers. Still not enough. So, I'm extremely disappointed. I'm very unhappy that either my information is wrong or my math is wrong, but I don't think my math is wrong. So, 3,800 micrometers at 300 volts, and it's still not doing a damn thing. They basically have to touch before something actually happens. And I will show you that right now. And I will, at the same time, try to explain some of the other things that I've learned today while doing this. And pardon my crappy camera prop, but this is what I'm working with. I don't have a friend or anyone around to help out. So here's my air gap. Like I said, two copper wires within less than 100 micrometers apart. There's 300 volts, 335 volts between the two of them. Nothing's happening until I do this. So the air gap formula apparently is very, very far off, because it should do it on its own. But it's not. Now, of course, I'm going to turn the lights off because it makes it much more exciting when I turn the lights off, because I mean, what's more cool than seeing a big spark in the dark than it is to see a big spark with lights on? So, aside from the fact that the formula for the air gap is very wrong, this isn't gonna work. Oh my god, if my cat doesn't go away, he's gonna get shocked to shit. So basically, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. I'm going to have to bump it up. Supplying 300 volts with 1.5 volts, I just don't think I'm going to do it. I'm very, very tempted to go to 120 volts out of the wall with a frequency that I already know at 60 hertz and work with that, as opposed to trying to figure out how to make this work, which just isn't going to work. Oh my god, June, Jet. It's just not going to work. It's not going to work. Because even there, like that frequency, that's just not fast enough. I mean, that's once every second, and it needs to be like 1,000 times per second. So, what I would like to say, one of the other things that I was using my screwdrivers with insulated handles, thinking I'm going to keep myself safe by using my screwdrivers with insulated handles so I don't shock the shit out of myself. And then, by accidentally shocking myself, I remembered what my dad, who, the one person I know, knows more about electricity than anyone I ever knew, always told me, electricity always takes the path of least resistance. I'm holding this gap gauge, all metal, and it doesn't matter. It's not going to shock me, because the electrons are going to go through the gap gauge straight to the other post. Why would they want to take a path through me, which is somewhere in the range of 2 mega ohms, when it could go straight to the other side, which is somewhere in the range of micro ohms? Electrons take the path of least resistance. It's pretty cool. But if I put this thing down and I touch it with my own hand, I'm not going to do that. It happened accidentally earlier, and it wasn't cool, but another interesting thing that I found is that, and it's something I'm going to have to figure in later on, is that the metal starts to break down. The spark breaks down the metal due to heat, and it gets dirty and it's not pretty. And I'll go ahead and turn the lights on and see if I can't show you what I'm talking about. So my gap gauge, which used to be a nice pretty piece of metal, is now, I don't know, can you see that? It's you can see the gap gauge is obviously experienced some stress. Not that side so much, but this side, yeah, it's kind of messed up. And the contacts, well, yeah, they're, there you go. Yeah, they're all black and dirty and gringy and gungy and Marley, there's still 300 volts hanging out here. Go away. So, yeah, that's something else I'm going to have to figure out too. Anyways, so that's it.